got Pete and Repeat. I'm here with Peter Csathy, Sorenson Media.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thanks for joining me. So you're, I think, my first straight-up encoding company.
Ah, good,
So
good. Well, we do a little of, we shake it up a little bit. So I do a little encoding. We're an OVP, and we're a codec licensing company.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So let's first start with your bread and butter, which I think is encoding, right?
Do you want me to go back a little bit?
Sure.
Okay, so I'll set the stage, because our bread and butter initially, well, I'll put it this way. We've been around for 14 years.
Yeah.
And we got our start in the late 90s being a video codec licensing company. So, little known fact, I think, for many people is the fact that our video technology, video compression technology, was the first video codec in Apple QuickTime. So we powered the original Phantom Menace
And
trailers.
what was the codec?
It was SV1.
SV1.
Sorenson Video 1. And then we became the first video codec in Macromedia Flash. And that was our Sorenson Spark codec. And then the first video codec for YouTube. So all YouTube video was encoded in Spark up until just recently. So a core part of our business is this video codec licensing business. Then we introduced Sorenson Squeeze, which is the gold standard video encoding application for video professionals and businesses. And we're now on Squeeze 6, and we just launched that into the marketplace 2 weeks ago. And we were very pleased to see that just last night we were awarded the Reader's Choice Award for the third year in a row by Streaming Media. So we're very happy about that. And that's,
we have like the Roger Federer of streaming media titles.
It's a great team of people who've been doing it for a long time. And that got us to becoming an OVP as well, because the way we look at it...
Just quickly tell people what OVP is.
It's an online video platform company. We don't look at it as like virtually all other companies in the OVP space, which is their world begins at the point of ingestion, and they do not focus on all the parts of the workflow that's prior to that point. So you have the video production, you have the editing through the NLEs, the non-linear editing tools like Final Cut, like Avid, and then you have the encoding piece. So we come at it by looking at the entire workflow with our products and solutions. And so Sorenson 360, which is our OVP, works seamlessly with Sorenson Squeeze, which is a gold standard encoding application. And all of that seamlessly integrates with Final Cut, with Avid. So now you bring it all together and you place quality front and center, which is the heritage of Sorenson Media and our encoding technology.
Let me tell you what our workflow is, and tell me kind of how Squeeze can help us out and fit into the process. So basically, pretty simple, whether it's HD video or SD video like we're shooting on right now. Basically, you know, we actually have a Firestore, so it creates an MOV file. We pull that into Final Cut, we edit it. Currently, we export from Final Cut. As an MOV, then I typically launch QuickTime and then export it as an H.264 file. So tell me how I would do it differently, or what can Squeeze do for me? Okay,
so now with Squeeze 6, which we just introduced into the marketplace, and with Sorenson 360, you take your video file, you're doing your editing in Final Cut, and right there, when you already have Squeeze. So Final Cut detects the fact that you're already a Squeeze user, and you've established presets, encoding presets or recipes. That's what a preset is.
So basically there's a Squeeze plugin in Final Cut.
Yeah, and so right there natively in Final Cut, you'll be able to choose Squeeze, choose your presets, don't even have to open up Squeeze as a separate application. So if you talk about, if you want to talk about ease of use and simplicity and simplifying your workflow, that's about as easy as it gets. And then through Squeeze and Sorenson 360, you can directly publish through that same preset that's in Final Cut. So no additional steps.
So within Final Cut, it could even have like my username and password to the software as a service video platform.
Absolutely. And so now, if you set up your preset this way, because it's your recipe, you can publish directly into Sorenson 360, our video publishing platform, to Twitter, to YouTube, to any FTP site whatsoever. You can send notifications to yourself when the encoding job is done. So now you're no longer chained to your desk.
A lot of times, like, we'll compress things overnight. So, but then when I come back in the next morning, I still then have to upload them. So what you're saying is I could literally start the process, go home, go to bed, and when I wake up in the morning, not only will everything be encoded, but it'll also be uploaded
Absolutely.
as well.
Absolutely.
And tweeted, automated tweet
YouTube
notifications.
Sent any to Akamai, to Limelight, review and approval with a client. Let's say you want to take this video and you want to get approval from an editor of some kind. Then this can all be done through the same notification process. So you establish your preset where it notifies not only you, but your editor. And so as soon as the encode job is done and it's been published, they get the notification. They could be on their iPhone. They can watch the video right there. They can review it. They can press approval and it's approved and it's done. You could be on your iPhone doing the same thing. Or if it's rejected, he or she can write comments directly into this review and approval process. It's all secure. And so it's this time savings, efficiency, simplifying your life, taking the pain out of your workflow by addressing all these steps. So we're not like other OVPs where it's just publishing. So we approach it very differently than the other companies that you see here at this show.
Yeah. So when I'm in Final Cut, because this is my favorite part of the process, what different formats can I export to?
So what we're known...
Or the major ones?
Everything you can imagine, it's the full panoply. We're the Switzerland when it comes to encoding tools. And so we're unlike others who have proprietary codecs that they're supporting. We support them all. And
so give me examples.
Well, you name it. H.264, MPEG-4, Flash, every variety that you'd ever want, and on and on and on. Onto VP6.
Are a lot of people still exporting like FLV files? Because it seems like YouTube supports H.264s and other formats, but a lot of people are still converting to FLV.
Sure. But certainly the fact that things are going mobile on the iPhone is an example. H.264 is becoming a very important force in the space. But so that's what we do. We can essentially take any input and then we can produce essentially any output. And that's not meant to be flippant. That's one of the big reasons why Squeeze is known as the gold standard when it comes to encoding applications.
So let me you just triggered another question.
Yeah.
Sometimes from clients I'll get like a WMV file or an AVI.
Right.
Can I convert from WMV or AVI to MOV?
Yeah, absolutely. You can convert into...
That's satisfying.
Virtually any permutation and combination. So it shows you the power of that, of Squeeze. And it works seamlessly with 360 now, so it brings it all together. The folks associated with streaming media, very, very pleased to say that they're obviously hardcore video specialists, put our products and services through the paces and give it very, very high marks. So as an example, we just had some nice reviews about Squeeze 6 that came out 2 weeks ago, and then when 360 was first launched back in May, Dan Rayburn wrote a glowing review that so we take that feedback very, very seriously, especially because this streaming media is known for being the experts when it comes to video.
Now, what do you think of the actual award you got, that crystal or plastic crystal looking award?
It's nice. I wish it were a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger.
Because Dan, make them bigger.
It's kind of diminutive, a little bit, but look, we're thrilled to have it. We're thrilled to have it. You can bet that that's going to be in our offices next to the other ones that we have.
Yeah.
And actually, Dan, we didn't get last year's trophy.
You didn't get it?
We didn't get it. So we have a hole because we have it for 2007 and 2009. We won 2008.
So when people come to your office, they could even think now that you didn't win in 2008 when really you did.
No, and can't let that happen.